What do you think are the biggest red flags and turnoffs when it comes to women?
Ooh, there's a bunch of them. The first one that really gets me is the bad attitude, the nasty attitude, and
I was going to say the same exact thing.
the narcissism. Why are some women just so full of themselves? And we're talking about not the 8s and 9s of women on a scale of 1 to 10. We're talking about the 4s, 5s, and 6s. They're so full of themselves. They have a bad attitude. They should be the ones who should be more friendlier, more open to a good conversation with a man, not this back and forth, this tense stress.
Women have it too easy nowadays. That's a simple answer. I think, like you said, the better they look, the worse the attitude tends to be because they have like unlimited options. A lot of them are materialistic, narcissistic. You know, put yourself in like a 8 or 9, 10's shoes. Like you have guys hitting you up constantly. So a lot of them tend to kind of have this like uppity, bitchy kind of like attitude. I don't care how good she looks. And this is right from square one. If you meet up on the first date or two, and she has an attitude, or she kind of gives off that like self-entitled type of vibe, you're going to be dealing with that the entire time. That's never going to go away. If anything, it'll amplify later on.
The entitlement is off the charts, especially with women. So if you think about it, the 8 to 9s, because I don't agree with there being a 10. There's no 10. Maybe there's 9.99, sure, but there's no 10. There's no perfect human being. Everybody has their flaws, and even women. And you know what? I'd rather deal with the 6 or a 7 that's friendly and has a better attitude versus an 8 or a 9 woman that's hot, which is great, but on the inside, not so hot. Personality, terrible. Attitude, terrible. Full of themselves, just a total complete bitch. And I've met some of those. And they'll change if they want the man that they want to get. But they have to be the ones to change. No guy is going to change these women.
I would say another turn off or red flag is any woman that like is too big into like nightlife. I'm not talking about like going out, getting drunk on weekends here and there. Everybody does that. But if it's like the type of like woman that's like every single weekend she's out at some bar or club and that's just like what she does, that's a red flag. Great for hookups and all, you know, having fun, but it's definitely a red flag. I mean, you'd have to be out of your mind to get tangled up with somebody like that.
I've been there, done that, and yeah, it's not worth it.
Anybody that's into that culture, like, you know, it depends, right? If she's 21, it's like that's like a given. But at a certain point, if she's still doing it at like, you know, we know women that are like 35 and they're still like, yeah, Tiesto on Saturday. I'm just like, oh, you know.
Oh, yeah. I think I know some women that are 38, 39, 40 that are out in
and I'm not saying like don't have fun, don't go out. Like that's not the point. It's just like
No.
I'm talking about like women that like they live by this still at like, you know, in their 30s. Like that's definitely that's like 304 type of behavior, and you can't take something like that seriously.
How dare you?
Hey, it's true. You can't take something like that serious. And again, these women have it in their minds that they could do whatever they want, whenever they want, get any man they want. It's not going to work that way. So there are these red flags and there are these turnoffs to men that if you want to get that guy, and this is to women I'm speaking, if you want to get that man that you want or close to that man that you want, because again, there's no perfect guy either, just like there's no perfect woman, then you have to make some adjustments. If you don't want to make adjustments, if you don't want to change, then you're not going to get that guy. It's plain and simple. It's plain and simple. And you're going to be single, and you're going to be living with cats and dogs, which is fine, because if that's what you want, enjoy. But if you really want that guy, if you really want that fulfillment of a husband and a family, children, you got to make some adjustments. You have to make some sacrifices of your quote-unquote self-entitlement and your narcissism.
100%. There's way too much self-entitlement with women.
Here's this, too. How about if she's posting bikini pictures on Instagram?
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's a good one, too. You know, if you look at her social media and, like, it's all thirst traps, and she has pictures in Vegas and Tulum, Miami, that's not gonna work. Like again, like going back to what I said before, hookup stuff like that. Sure, it's not like it's a turnoff. I don't want to say it's a turnoff, but it's a deal breaker. It's a red flag when it comes to like you're not gonna invest time and money into a woman like that.
No, and there are high value men that women want. Men that have money, men that have nice lifestyle, that are 6 foot tall or higher, that have the status, that have it all. That can't say have it all, most of it, right? But the thing is that with those red flags, those turnoffs, it's not going to happen because those high value men are hard to come by and hot women are easy to come by. They can pick any hot woman they want when they're at a certain position in their life.
Those type of women are just looking for instant gratification, just short term, boom, 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 on to the next, like, and they're proudly, advertise that it's just like they're not loyal to anybody. I'm the shit. Next, and then boom, they're 40 and they're not the shit.
And it's so over. And the thing is also that these type of men that these women aim for, they're not going to tolerate the Instagrams, just Instagram in general. Forget the bikini pics. Just you putting yourself out there.
Oh yeah, if she's advertising her body like that, I mean it's kind of it's pretty obvious, I think, to most guys like what that woman is trying to do, and she's not going to take that down or delete it once you start dating her.
Exactly.
She's just openly advertising herself, and it's just like they're just looking for attention. I would say a fourth one, and this is a big one too, is like these like women that have like these emotional outbursts that they flip out and like make a scene over like small, mediocre, like type of like arguments and situations. Those I think are like hands down the worst ones. Like those like psychopathic, like overly emotional, bipolar type of women.
And I'll toss in what causes that is jealousy. I'll toss that in there too, because jealousy is what causes
Emotionally unstable women, like ones that are like everything's fine and then you have an argument and everything's fine again and then they're crying. Like it's probably the worst one. And the thing is that could be really like you can't really pick, like you can't really tell that until you get to know her.
Exactly. And while you're getting to know her, you want to find out if she's going to bring you peace and happiness or not. And if she's not going to bring you peace or happiness, it doesn't matter how hot she is. You're not going to want to be with her. Even the average dudes.
Yeah.
Average dudes aren't going to put up with it either.
If she's going to throw like little hissy fits over like just like dumb shit,
Forget about it.
it's the worst.
Exactly.